Thank you very much, Commissioner Pade. The representative of the PS, local government, and the PS, Lands, Housing and Urban Development, the officials of Kampala Capital City Authority, our dear mayors from the cities, municipalities here present, the town clerks, the development partners whom we have here, the private sector representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. I welcome you to this very important meeting whereby we are here to launch the CitiesExpo and Symposium 2025. I'm glad that you found time to be here, and I'm glad that we also have the press in big numbers. I listened to them introducing themselves, and I think the best one who did it well was the gentleman from Radio 1, who was somewhere around the corner there. Has he left already? Yes, you did it quite well. I mean, don't cover others and then you don't cover yourselves. Now imagine. You like to say what ministers and mayors are doing, but you, when it's time to introduce yourselves, you become shy. So that was a good point you made. The press people want to know you and want to urge you to partner with us on this journey. Today is the 22nd of January, and I think the symposium is 15th to 18th of March in Mbarara. So where is the mayor of Mbarara to receive us? Where is the town clerk of Mbarara? So nobody from Mbarara, we shall invade you even if you don't come to receive us. We're going to Mbarara City, and my responsibility today is to launch this highly anticipated CitiesExpo and Symposium. I'd like to thank the local government leaders who have come all the way from the corners of Uganda. We have somebody from Koboko here, somebody from Kisoro, somebody from Moroto. It is quite impressive. So thanks for finding time to be with us. And I note that this week you also joined us as we launched the Union of the Borders of Uganda. Border riders are important people. And even last night I met a number of them who were like, but these ones have left us behind. And I encouraged them to join the union. We need to regulate them, but also we need their support. We need to make sure that this industry is delivering on transport in Uganda. So you've been here for 2-3 days, and I don't take it for granted. Thanks so much. I'd like to warmly welcome our friends from the Development Partner Group, those who are supporting us. You've had the Cities Symposium, but you have a number of others as well, those who are ready to support urbanization in this country. We work together with KCCA, we work together with Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, as well as the other ministries. But these 3 ministries are key in making sure that we prepare a very vibrant and beneficial symposium. And I warmly welcome Her Worship the Mayor of Masaka City, the only city mayor we have in this country, who is a lady. As I thank you, allow me to thank the staff of the ministries, the technical staff for putting up a good show, for doing a good job, together with the associations, the Urban Authority Association of Uganda, AMICAL, and the other networks of local governments we take note of what you are doing, and I'm satisfied, really. I'm glad that we have been joined by one who set the pace for these cities, one who worked hard to guide urbanization in this country, Your Worship Batambuze. Thanks for finding time to be with us. And I want to request the current leaders always give the respect to those we found or those who served before us. Wouldn't be where we are if he had not put in a lot of effort. I would like to end by thanking His Excellency the President, who gave us the 10 cities and who gave us the right environment to reach where we have reached. This government is under a very able leader called Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. If you want to compare and to know what he means, step outside a little bit. You'll come back running very fast. Walk along some of the streets here. Move, for example, from Kabalagala to Gaba, and see how other people from other countries are enjoying the environment here. From Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Sudan, DRC, Rwanda, and so on. So let's thank him, because if he had not provided the guidance and the environment, probably wouldn't have the cities which have already taken off. And for the 10 cities, you thank yourselves, because the others, like Moroto, Kabale, Nakasongola, Entebbe, Wakiso, they still have to wait a little bit. I can see in the next term of office, I see the mayor of Moroto laughing. And I know what it means. They are eager, they are waiting for their city. We shall continue in this coming term to guide, sort out the issues of boundaries, sort out the issues of demarcations, to prepare the cities, taking advantage of the experience we've had with these 10 ones, the first 10. I wouldn't like the next Minister of Local Government to also go through what we are going through now. Now that the Aruas, Masakas, Mbararas, Gulus, Sorotis, Liras have gone through let's take advantage of this experience so that the next batch of cities will have a smooth flow. But these ones are there, and I get the question now and again, is there anything good in these cities? Is there any achievement since July 2020? And even then, we didn't have the political leadership until in place until 2021. So you can see it's 21, 22, 23, 4 years. We have some people who believe that the cities are not necessary. They are expensive. They have not made any transformation. And I want to stand very firmly and say we have already registered a number of achievements with the new cities. We follow in the footsteps of our big brother, Kampala, and gladly Kampala keeps on expanding into the metropolitan area of Mukono, Wakiso, and so on. But I want to identify the following areas. And as we go for the expo, I want to encourage the mayors and the town clerks to be very firm and showcase what we have achieved so far, so that the other cities coming after you will not be timid. And I want to point out the following areas. First, the issue of finance and revenue management in the cities. All the 10 cities have automated their revenue management and administration. If you don't want to clap, you have a problem on your own side. I know there are some people who don't want to hear that cities are doing well. But that's why we invited the media because this question keeps on coming up. The cities operate like the municipalities. No, sir, no, madam. If you want to find out, go and visit these cities. This has come a long way in improving service delivery. The cities have been able to buy road equipment on their own using their own money. Some of them have bought garbage trucks. Some of them have actually improved emoluments of their political leaders. And I don't have any problem with a city paying their political leaders better if you have the revenue. The local revenues in virtually all the cities has more than doubled. Due to the increased size of the city boundaries, government has also given the cities additional financing to operate. Enhanced revenue has been used for beautification of our towns, collection of garbage, purchase of vehicles, purchase of road equipment units, improving administration, and so on and so forth. If you go to Arua, Jinja, Gulu, Mbale, Mbarara, Lira, you will see they have bought their own vehicles using their revenue. I can give you the local revenue performance of these cities. Let me give you examples. Arua City, 22-23, they had 1.67 billion, 1,670 million as their local revenue. 23-24, listen to this, they had 1.6, but now, last year, they had 4.497 billion. And you stand and you tell me that these cities are not useful? Sauli yako. Look at Mbarara City. They improved in the same period, 22-23 to 23-24, from 3.85 billion, 3.8 billion to 5.73 billion. Look at Gulu City, from 3.2 billion to 4.28 billion. For Porto City, from 2.3 billion to 2.5 billion. Mbale City, from 1.5 billion to, I think, 2.4 billion. I need the right figure, Your Worship. 2.5 billion. If Mbale can increase from 1.5 to 2.5, how do you sit here and you say these cities are not necessary? Masaka City, from 2.4 billion to 3 billion. Hoima City, from 1.3 billion to 1.9 billion. Lira City, from 2.1 billion to 3.9 billion. Soroti City, from 1.3 to 1.7 billion. So when I look at that question, does creation of cities make a difference? I say yes, in a very strong way in terms of finance and revenue management, and we shall continue to improve. Number two, staffing levels and management. The cities have approved human resource structures which were customized to meet the strategic functions of the various cities. All the 10 cities have got fully constituted service commissions. They have recruited their staff, and this is continuing. They halted a bit because there was a ban by the public service, but now they lifted, so recruitment continues. Each city got additional wage of 2 billion shillings. The cities have attracted expertise of technical staff from all over the country, higher than they had under municipality. The city planners, the city engineers, the city town clerks, the city technical staff are of a higher capacity than we had under the municipalities. This may not be reflected right away. Give them time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years down the road. when you have a good treasurer, you have a good accountant, you have a good IT officer, you will see the difference. Number 3, improvement in governance of the cities. When we started, we had lean political leadership, but as I speak now, all the cities have got fully elected political leaders. They are not in acting capacity. All the political leaders of the cities and the seated visions were fully inducted under the support from USMID project. And we thank you, Minister of Lands, for that support. This has provided an enabling environment for professionalization of the cities. And I want to point out, let me request the mayors to stand, those who are here. The city mayors, not municipal mayors, the city mayor, not the mayor. Kindly take your seat again. Now, look around at the caliber, the quality of political leadership we have in the cities. Extremely well-groomed. I want to thank the population in those cities. They are very clear in terms of election of their leaders. These leaders are not a joke. It's not easy to manage a city. My wonderful sister here was a member of parliament, was the deputy mayor of Kampala Capital City Authority. This is not a small person. And even in the other structures of governance, all the cities have already constituted their land boards. All the cities have their contracts committees, the city public accounts committees. So we are on track. And my own call in the symposium in March will be, give us time. You will see the difference that it makes. Number 4, solid waste management. The government of Uganda intends to adopt modern methods of managing waste in the urban areas. We've taken a lesson from what happened in CitiesExpo in Kampala, and we want to make sure we avoid it. So, government has decided to shift in terms of policy from collecting garbage and dumping it in a landfill, collecting garbage sorted at the homestead, and then we use it for processing animal feeds, for processing fertilizers, for processing recyclable waste in plastic, in metal, in glass, and anything. Therefore, in terms of where we are heading, the cities will actually be making money out of garbage. And I'm challenging the city mayors and the town clerks. This is the way to go. Time will come when we will no longer present this as an expenditure item in your budget. The president and the cabinet gave me the responsibility to coordinate and present to cabinet a new solid waste management policy. And I'm doing it together with Minister of Lands, with KCCA, and all the other stakeholders. It's taken a bit of time, but we shall reach there. I've already seen some partners who are ready to buy the garbage, because the garbage is a raw material into what they are doing. Your Worship, the mayors, I wish I could get that team of young people from Najana Nkumbi. You may be thinking of Bazungu. No, even Africans can do this. They are here in Najana Nkumbi. They visited me in the office, and they requested for 45 million shillings support and permission to collect and take all the glass, broken glass, from all the towns. And you may say, these people must be crazy. No, sir, no, madam. She knows very well in Masaka, in an area called Chanamukaka, we have sand, which is used to manufacture to make glass. So these young people want a machine to crush the glass back into sand. And they will use this beautiful sand, add some cement to produce blocks and sell them to the people. So in future, they want to buy the glass from you. You think it is broken, whether they are bottles or window glasses or anything. For them, they are ready to take the glass. It's the same as those producing and processing animal feeds. We have a lady here. I visited her recently. She owns a hotel called Masheda, and there is a farm, fish farm. She's been buying garbage, the biodegradable garbage, bikuta vya matoke, mere fiseo. That one take you to, she will pay you. Because she turns that into the best nutritious feeds for her fish. So time will come, colleagues, and take this from me. Time will come when people will be buying garbage even from the homesteads. So they only have to say, Magyezi, tell your wife and the children, sort this garbage. This is yellow, put this here. This is green, put here. This is white. And they come and measure it and they pay me. And you'll see how citizens will be running for garbage everywhere. Source. Turning waste to energy and recycling it. And I want to encourage the other cities, that's the way to go. This will be rolled out in all the cities in line with the new national waste management policy underway. Number 5, physical planning. What have we done in the new cities? The cities of Arua, Gulu, Mbarara, Jinja have approved new physical development plans taking into account the areas which we had added from the neighboring districts. We are now embarking on implementing those plans. And I want to encourage the other cities to expedite, move a bit fast. We want to avoid, I've told you we are learning from our big brothers, Kampala. We want to avoid slums in our cities. We want to plan them properly. I was moving from Mbarara the day before yesterday. And even where there is no development, they have already opened the roads. So there is no question. You will have to build facing the road and in line with the road which has already been made. And you'll put your utilities, water, electricity, in line with the physical plan of the city. Now for those from the municipalities, this is an area you can also already move. Number 6, development of partnerships for the new cities. The cities have received external support from a number of development partners. The cities, since inception, have attracted support and twinning from other cities in the world. A number of urban development partners have supported various projects in these cities. And they include, I can mention some of them, and I want to thank these partners. If you had remained municipalities, maybe you would not have been attractive to these partners. One, the partner called Cities Alliance. They're active in Jinja, Mbarara, and Gulu, using participatory approach to identify where infrastructure like roads should pass, and they are supporting these cities with planning to cater for the annexed areas. The partner called Accord, active in Mbarara, Jinja, and Gulu as well, but also in some other cities, helping them to prepare their city strategic development plans. The partner called USAID, active in all the 10 cities, supporting revenue mobilization and development, including preparation of revenue enhancement plans. The partner from the French Development Agency is supporting 4 cities. You may remind me of those cities. But they are helping to identify places for outdoor advertisement and street parking through the passing of ordinances. The National Planning Authority has attracted the Global Green Growth Institute, GGGI, working with Arua, Gulu, Jinja, and other cities to prepare their development plans, identify bankable investment projects with their feasibility studies done together. UNCDF, through the e-governance strategy in all the cities, is helping the cities to improve their management and governance electronically. The forcefully displaced persons, a project under the UNCDF, is active in areas in the cities which have refugees, so as to inculcate urban refugee management in the city development strategies. And we appreciate that. If you move in Kampala here, in Mengo, Kisenyi, during COVID, I was the one supplying food in that area. You will find what they call the street uncles there. The street uncles, incidentally, about 80% are from the neighboring countries, they are not Ugandan. We have a lot of urban refugee population. And therefore, I'm happy that some of our partners are actually supporting this. Local Economic Development Project, Local Economic Growth Support Project, and the Ministry of Local Government, supporting a number of the new cities, preparing proposals for the PPP arrangement and alternative financing in all the 10 cities, together with the Local Government Finance Commission. We are preparing pipeline projects for financing by the various partners for all the cities. UNCDF is supporting Arua Mbale with city branding, and I want to encourage them to roll out even to the other cities. That is, the cities being branded and becoming attractive to any partner. These are some of them, some of the partners who have come in, but we have a number of others. UNDP is supporting us. We have a consortium, a very big, strong cities consortium, supported by different partners. They are here. They are the ones actually in the lead of this expo, and so on and so forth. Number 7, achievement number 7, infrastructure development for our cities. This has been possible, especially under the USMID project, funded by the World Bank. More city roads will be opened up and paved in the cities in the next phase of USMID project. There will be better streets, better drainage, better lighting, development of the parks, and greenery. Number 8, environment and climate change management. Government continues to provide technical support to the cities in addressing the overarching challenge of climate change, including attracting climate financing for environmentally friendly projects, such as local and the others. I think also, lastly, let me talk about physical development and housing and investment in our cities. The cities have transformed physically, greatly, in a number of areas. I'm glad that in one of our meetings in Cabinet, His Excellency the President pointed out Mbarara City has actually expanded into areas which should be agriculture. So his complaint was, you cities, are you going to even take on areas which are supposed to be for agriculture? But you know, city development is like an amoeba. It goes on its own, it's natural. Look at Kampala. Expanded into Mukono, Wakiso, Mpiji, and going beyond. So this is a move which is hard to resist. The housing status of our cities has changed. Just need to fly over cities and realize that the cities are getting more and more beautiful, as a number of affordable housing estates and projects by private developers continue to grow. A number of factories and industrial parks supported by government and private sector have been established, and this will certainly address the issue of unemployment in our cities. So for me, this is evidence that we are slowly but surely building green, resilient, climate responsive cities in Uganda. The others which have not started will have to wait a little bit. Because as you heard from the presenters, urbanization in Uganda is at the highest level in this East African region. You leave a small town back home, you go back and it's a big town. There are some town councils which should by now have already been declared municipalities. Take the example of Luwero. I don't know how many people have passed through Luwero town. Don't think it is a municipality, it's still a town council. Take Liantonde. Take Dokolo. Very big towns, prowling in every direction. Go to Mundubuju. My mayor is here, Ishaka Ushe. Has he stepped out a bit? He can tell you, even my small hometown of Chamuhonga, we now have 5 tea factories and 8 coffee factories. And the population is growing to unimaginable levels. So we have to plan it in view of it becoming a bigger town. Today, we are here to launch and take action on key urban challenges as we go to the City Expo. Reflecting on our role as central government, we have to make sure that we support the local governments, which are becoming more and more urbanized, in the following ways. Government will continue to support you in sustainable urban planning. We're going to continue investing into that because it tells the future of the towns. We shall also continue supporting you in strengthening urban governance. We shall guide the councils, we shall guide the statutory bodies to become transparent, accountable, responsive to the needs of the citizens. Number 3, it's the responsibility of government to continue promoting participation and inclusivity by the ordinary citizens. We strive to ensure that the community is engaged and active in the cities in which they live. The private sector plays a key role, and government is committed to work with the private sector to achieve this objective. Number 4, it is the responsibility of government to support the cities with increased financing for urban development projects and governance. We shall continue working on mobilizing resources and supporting digital revenue mobilization and management in the cities. Number 5, improving staffing and management of the cities. We started on a low scale, but as we go forward, we want to ensure that the city managers are of a high caliber in all the 10 cities, and that they are better paid, better remunerated, so that they are attracted to reside and serve in those areas. Number 6, it is our commitment as government to build partnerships with the private sector and international stakeholders through twinning of our cities, allowing and permitting and supporting them to go by benchmarking, to study the best practices in other countries. And I totally agree with your recommendation to support the cities to learn from each other internally. We don't want you to leave any city behind. And we want to encourage the municipalities here. Please take time and visit these cities. Don't wait until you are declared a city. Go and learn from them so that you prepare yourself in time. I want to appreciate the partners who are here present, and I want to call on you to join the symposium in March. We have the Cities Consortium, we have the Urban Forum, we have the UNCDF, I've seen UNHCR, we have the Cities Alliance, we have Amical, we have UNDP, we have a number of research institutions and the academia present. Of course, we have our own, the UAAU, and I want to encourage these partners I've mentioned to mobilize even other partners to attend and support this Expo&Symposium in March this year. So what are we looking at in the symposium? I'm trying to see how to prepare you better so that in March, we don't just go to Mbarara to see the cows there and we come back. We must look to the future. We must recognize that the path of sustainable urbanization has a lot of challenges. And allow me to mention some of these challenges. We have a challenge of financing. It is inadequate, and I hope the Expo can focus on better ways of financing the urban management and development. We have a challenge of staffing, and I want to make sure that that Expo attracts high caliber people and motivates them to go and serve in our cities. We have a challenge of governance, and you can see we are putting this Expo just before we launch into the next campaigns. And I want to encourage the citizens. This is the time to identify and bring up the most capable governors of our cities. We have a challenge of policies, and it's time to showcase. If you have developed a good policy in your city and you think it can be replicated in other cities, please take it to the Expo. We have a challenge of inadequate investment in infrastructure, the roads, the waterways, and so on. Again, do you have something you want to sell to the other cities? That's where we're going to Mbarara. We have a challenge of few industries not matching the rate of request for jobs by the young people. What have you done to attract industries and factories in your city, to attract trade and commerce? This is what I want you to showcase so that those who attend have something to learn. We have a challenge of climate and environment. And in case you have done something that is unique in managing the environment, solid waste management, please showcase it and let others learn from it. Of course, we have a challenge of misbehavior or misconduct. For example, a challenge of corruption and mishandling public funds. How have you handled it in the 4 years you've been a mayor? The challenge of people constructing in the road reserves, misbehavior by the citizens. And some of them do it overnight. The person will put up a storage building. How are you handling it so that the other towns growing will learn from you? The challenges of misbehavior in terms of dropping waste everywhere. You're driving, you're in your wonderful car, and you're throwing plastic papers outside the window of your car. How have you handled it, Your Worship the Mayor? The challenge of inadequate lighting in our cities. And that goes with stealing bulbs. You can imagine somebody climbs the whole pole to go and steal a bulb. They even start stealing CCTV cameras. They don't fear that the camera is reporting them. How are you handling this? So I hope that the CitiesExpo&Symposium will help us looking at these challenges. I'm convinced that through smart policies, through innovation, through collaboration and sharing of experiences, we can overcome these hurdles. And the time to act on these challenges is now. Through this platform of the Cities Symposium, we can forge partnerships, strategies, and solutions that will lead us to a brighter future. I'm hoping that in the symposium, we'll have demonstrations, exhibition, we'll also have presentations, papers, we'll also have in-house discussions. I would wish to have a 1, 2, 3 hours discussion by the mayors on their own, among themselves, sharing what they have gone through in this journey of 4 years. I would love to see a meeting of town clerks, the managers, the CEOs of our towns, discussing how they are managing and balancing the politics, the development, inadequate resources. So this is an important forum, and I'm glad that the international agencies, cities worldwide, and partners in the diaspora have indicated their readiness to join this international symposium, where Uganda as a country will showcase our achievements and tap into the available global opportunities. Friends, this event will provide a unique opportunity to showcase innovative technologies, to explore financing models, to discuss integrated planning approaches, to discuss modern street management, revenue enhancement, service delivery, and to also discuss measures to improve our resilience and management of climate change. To meet is an opportunity for us to learn from the best practices globally, but also from among ourselves. I'd therefore like to conclude by making a call on all of you, especially the mayors and the town clerks, but also the ministries, departments, agencies of government, the private sector, our development partners and collaborators. Let's rise to the occasion, the call made by the Cities Consortium and the Urban Authorities Association of Uganda, as well as all our partners and sponsors. Let's mobilize our citizens in the neighborhood of Mbarara to come and attend. Don't go to Mbarara just the mayor and the town clerk. This will be cheating your people. Put in a little resource. Take your councillors. Take your citizens, people from your city. Let them go and see and learn from the other cities. I urge you to join hands and make this event possible and the best ever. We had one, I think, in 2018, but it was not yet really where we should have been because that time the city was only Kampala. But now you're talking of so many cities already in existence and coming up. I encourage all of you to engage actively in preparations for this event in March. Share your knowledge, contribute to the discussions, and make good preparations so that we share the vision of building Uganda and Ugandan cities into smart, green, resilient, and climate-responsive urban areas. Let us work together, government, communities, the private sector, development partners, and you, the city leaders, transform our country into a livable country, inclusive, equitable, and vibrant. Our cities are not just spaces where people live. They are the heart of our economic, social, and cultural life. In most of the cities, it's where you'll find the cultural centers, it's where you'll find the educational centers, health and other services. It is our responsibility to ensure that these cities grow in a way that benefits everybody, both those here today and those who come after us in future. I thank you all for coming to this little meeting, but extremely important. I thank the mayors, I thank the MDs, I thank the partners, and I thank you, the press, for coming. And I want to look forward to seeing you all in Mbarara during the Cities Expo and its Symposium.
But is formally and officially launching the Cities Expo and Symposium 2025. Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Very good. Thank you, Cities Consortium and Minister of Local Government, for that wonderful launch. Thank you, Minister, and thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. You can have your seats, ladies and gentlemen, as the commissioner signs in. And Doug Walter from the Ministry of Lands is signing up. The CEO, Cities Consortium, will formally sign up. And at the end of the day, every one of us will have a chance to sign on that board, please. You can have your seats while they are doing that job. Let the high table do the needful first. We shall have our time as well. You can have your seats meanwhile, while the president of UAAU prepares himself for the vote of thanks. KCCA, you will follow, and the rest will follow later, soon after the vote of thanks, please. We shall have a group photograph before we